colourful against the drab earth, they saw mountain primula growing. Finally, the Chandra River came into view, and with it the bridge at Coxa. Under cover, on the outskirts of the village, the RAF men saw bags of milled grain, and then in a cavernous opening in the rock face, the temple. Only a few people live at Coxa, but they're a friendly folk and were pleased to see the visitors. Gladly they showed how homespun material was produced from the wool they obtained from their sheep. The working of the loom, they explained, was a task left to the boys of the family. And how small is the world, when at such an outlandish place one can see Fair Isle pattern socks being knitted on 4 needles just as they do at home. Social niceties, it was noted, had not yet found their way to Coxa, but everyone seemed happy enough. By this time, the advance party, well ahead of the mule train, had established their base camp at the start of the Kulti Valley. From this point, the climbers of the expedition would work their way along the valley to a series of higher camps, and from these the various peaks would be tackled. At this stage, however, there was some concern in the camp because food supplies had reached a dangerously low level, and the sight of the mule train would be more than welcome. Seeking foothold on the difficult slopes and narrow trails, the mules were tired, but, and this was most important, they were on time. At last they reached the advance party's camp, and there were willing hands to lift the stores and equipments from the backs of the weary animals. Here at the Kulti base camp, the mules were rested for a short while, and then, after a firm date was fixed with the muleteer for the return journey 3 weeks hence, they set out on their trek back to Manali. Now the climbers had to prepare for the long tramp up the valley. Whenever possible, the men rested or did practice rock climbing, all of which made up in some measure for the period of acclimatization they had been unable to afford. Other times were spent taking stock of the Kulti Valley and the surrounding terrain, against which they had been matching their strength and skill in the days to come. Early one morning, in the shadows of the mountains lining the valley, the expedition set out. Their first task was to reach the end of the 6-mile-long valley and there make camp before the heat of the day made further progress difficult. Weighed down by their heavy packs containing food,